stand up.
Mark Means is at it again, grasping for straws. Now, I said long time ago he's going to work on getting her off by saying something about violating her constitutional rights, blah, blah, blah. That's what I said from the beginning, what he's doing. Okay, let's read this. Motion to disqualify prosecuting attorney. Motion to extend time on motion to dismiss. Okay. Comes now above named defendant Lori and her attorney Mark move this court for order disqualifying and removing special counsel Rob Wood from this criminal case, and that he would be directed that he is not to take any further action regarding any matter as it pertains to this case. He's got a list of demands now, people. The court has, oh God, I hope I can get through this. This court has and is granted to inherit authority to remove the prosecutor on many grounds. Counsel said defendant moves this court as for court as Mr. Wood has committed prosecutorial misconduct. Oh, Mark, I got a surprise for you. This misconduct further supports defendant's motion to extend time to dismiss to allow the defense to amend its motion and present the newly acquired additional evidence that was not included in any of the state's discovery responses, including but not limited. Here comes demands. Grounds of motion. Said motion is based upon the recently received audio recordings between Rob Woods and the material witness Summer. Occurred October 2020. The recording clearly illustrates Woods' attempt to coerce, influence, coach, intimidate. Oh my God, really? Material witnesses to the case. And oh boy, they are, wow. Okay, I'll carry on. An audio recording Mr. Wood interviewing another witness. Oh, it was Luma. Oh yeah, they're all together around the same time discussing matters that support the state's position. Okay. Defense asserts. 1. The prosecutor misconduct violated due process. Here we go. It's coming. Of the defendant's Idaho U.S. constitutional to a fair and impartial trial. Prosecutor engaged in coerce, influence, coaching, intimidating tactics to manipulate the material witness. 2. The prosecutor, in this case, violated the rules of professional conduct as well, the ABS rules by action statements, and detailed on said audio tapes. The prosecutor misconduct could be constructed under the witness tampering. Oh boy, Mark, I got a surprise for you. And witness intimidation. The prosecutor's misconduct has been made as a material and necessary witness in this criminal case. Further, the defense intends to file additional motions as it relates to the evidence and intends the subpoena and the prosecutor as a witness support these motions at the trial itself. The prosecutor misconduct has caused potential and future direct or involving Fremont County, Madison, as well as the prosecutor and any other entities involved and associated with misconduct. The prosecutor misconduct has included concealing evidence in violation of the, oh, here we go, the Brady. It was a criminal procedure. Defendant through her counsel moves this court for order disqualifying Rob Wood as prosecutor in the matter that he be directed that he take no further action in this case. Would be directed that he appear as a witness hearing for this. Okay, I gotta read it again. He's got more. Okay. Mr. Wood be directed that he is to appear as a witness hearing set for this motion. Oh boy. He's throwing down the law now. This court will allow grant for out-of-state subpoenas of other parties to the audio recordings. That the court granted as sanction all fees and costs is having to present this motion. The defense seeks additional remedies that shall be detained during the hearing on this motion. If appropriate, the defense be permitted to submit this audio recording as evidence in the hearing to support this motion. Defendant respects that this hearing be conducted in person and that the proceedings be recording. Oh, does she? Oh, does she? The lady that, okay, I want to get into it. Okay. Recorded, unsealed, and untranscript. Oh, Mark. Please note that this is not an exact, whatever that means. It's Hassan. Did they spell the word wrong? On any or all grounds relevant to this motion. Okay, Mark. Okay, Mark. Mark and Lori. Well, I got a surprise for you. Watch. And here we got you going off more and more. Here we go. Right here. Documentary? Is this a personal whatever documentary? Documentary with the network A&E? In any case, is this potential witness are being personally compensated for their involvement in a documentary regarding pertaining knowledge of facts, statements of this case, credibility, authenticity, and rightfully in question? See? You just don't quit. To clarify my previous tweets that the Woodcocks were seen just outside, not far away from the entryway of the courthouse, removing what appeared to be wires and recording devices in the presence of police agencies. Okay, Mark. And he repeats it. Fake news. And yes, you can't actually say that it could be accurate. My client, Lori Ballo, I call her Lori Ballo, has not been released from Madison County Detention Center. So, yeah. We should talk, Marky. Do you remember this tweet, Mark means? As I prepare the defense for Lori, I am learning that persons like Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend David Woodward have appeared to be eagerly involved in saying more than they let on. If you know something, say something. See the little rats you put there? Yeah.
You're being represented by Mr. Means and you're retaining him privately, is that correct? Yes. Mr. Means, the court is inclined to ask one question here today. Number one, because the charge that's been listed here in the information does pertain to conspiracy, Mr. Means, have you ever represented any of the alleged co-conspirators that are set forth in the criminal complaint?
No, Your Honor, other than Mr. Daybell.
Okay. All right. With that,
Your Honor, I need to interject. At a bail reduction here in Madison County, Mr. Means did represent to the court. He was also representing Mr. Vallow. Now,
sure did.
Or Mr. Daybell. He didn't represent, there was no criminal matter against him at that time, but I do think that's appropriate to know.
all right. It sounds like there's a disagreement there. What I'm going to ask the parties to do, ultimately, there's a question of whether or not a conflict exists. And I'm going to ask each of the parties to submit what their request is regarding that issue so that the court can make a decision as soon as is possible and as soon as is necessary based upon that issue. Anything else that we need to take up here today, Mr. Wood?
Not from the state.
Mr. Means, anything else that we need to take up here today?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
In addition to that is, other than the restriction of the 4 counties, that if the court feels that it's proper, that my client be allowed to travel to Ada County, where my office is in Meridian, and we can, that obviously that address is public knowledge and it's on the pleadings. The amount of resources that can be saved in order to allow that to happen, and given that I represent her husband, Chad Daybell, in the event that there's an issue there, And so I'm trying to articulate to the court that this is what I know. Multiple
Well, isn't that extra special?
Mark Means is at it again. He wrote a letter to the prosecutor with demands. He's got demands. Okay, we're going to get to it. I mean, you can go to East Idaho News to read the whole thing. He goes, after carefully review your responses, lack of compliance, this is our good faith attempt to resolve the issue prior to filing a motion to compel. Please provide full and complete responses no later than 5 p.m. on Thursday, October 29th. Okay, and this is what he's asking for. Audio and video recordings, communication, emails, texts, social media posts, voicemails, videos, statements, pictures, police reports, agency reports, notes, charts, graphs, filing regarding the following people: Lori, Chad, Melanie, Gibb, David, Alex, Zulema, Charles, Adam, Summer, Melanie DeBro, her husband, Kay and Larry, Heather, other witnesses and potential, JJ, Tylee. Oh my God. Okay, so go to East Idaho News because look at how long it is. Very, very long. But yeah, he's at it again. Mark Means, Lloyd's attorney, responded to that letter that the president of the LDS Church wrote, which I did a video on, about not getting involved in legal matters. He says, I find this correspondence troubling and disturbing. Please note, despite its attention to the church leaders, the letter was and obviously intended to address to leaders and members of the LDS Church. Okay, I'm going to scroll down because it's like 6 pages long. He goes, the policy is disturbing and at worst criminal. Ironically, the spokesperson, for the LDS Church, Mr. Penrod, stated to Fox 13 that the LDS Church does not get involved in matters by the way of sending correspondence to all leaders and members on said day cited. The LDS Church is now directly, unnecessary, and undoubtedly involved. Bingo! But so we got some Lori Vallow, Mark Means drama going on. This is his Instagram. To clarify my previous tweet that the Woodcocks were just seen outside, not far away from the entryway of the courthouse, moving what appeared to be wires and recording devices, and the presence of a police agency, possible agencies, whatever the hell that means. Fake news, what's fake news? Oh, there's a lot of comments here. Okay, whatever. Anyways. So we'll go here, and it's about this here. Nate Eaton, let's see. Mark Means, Lori's attorney, has updated his post. Kay Woodcock tells me her and Larry were wearing microphones on the drive over to the courthouse. They were working on a documentary and took them off when they got out of their truck. She says they never tried wearing them in the courthouse. Means is trying to make us look like the bad guys. Maybe he'll make Tylee and JJ the bad guys in the courtroom to make it appear that Lori had a reason to murder them. Oh no, yikes. Wow. So if you want to go read Mark Means' Twitter, go ahead. He's pretty boring. But, yeah.
It's KAAIAKAMANU.
Father, please, be strong. Fight the demon, Father. Fight him, you fighter fighting demon fighter.
Oh, smack a bitch today. Thank God I ain't have to smack a bitch.
Back again. This is what
Okay. Johnny, you're next. Yep, same thing. Motion to disqualify prosecuting attorney, motion to extend time, motion to dismiss. Yeah, here we go. So, I am not going to read this again. If you didn't watch my previous video, watch that because my reading skills suck. However, I will say, no, Johnny, this video is for you.
Guest, who is also coincidentally a former televangelist who's had a very exciting week. And I'm sure he'll have lots and lots of good things to share with us. Please welcome. Who could it be? I just can't imagine who. Could it be Satan?
Don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that. Needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the law won. Running with the devil.
You're not guilty. Don't be silly. A killer. A killer.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Honey, I ain't for you.
I think you mean the Ten Commandments.
Not for you, O.J. Slasher.
Just gotta make sure they straight. If I'm getting... She don't play nice, she makes me...
Well, isn't that special? Sorry, it took me a minute to recover from so much information. Now.
And there goes in your head, in your head. Reverend, is this some conspiracy?
In regards to an overt act plus an agreement, I'm respectfully asking the court to dismiss the charges. They haven't met their burden, and I don't believe they provided any near the type of evidence that is necessary to even overcome that small threshold. Thank you, Your Honor. And I buried a raccoon.
Somebody tricked us. And who could it have been? Let's see, I don't know. Let me think. Let me knock on Mr. Noggin. Who could trick us into doing that? Could have been Satan.
What would you do?
I want to give you a little news flash. You have a demon that lives inside you. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? But I want you to meet a friend of mine. He's a priest who specializes in exorcising evil spirits. Please welcome.
She's a real good liar. So sit there all alone. Know you're out there. On it, baby. Then I don't want you around. You're in hiding.
1.5 men and a whoremonger. Now, I don't want